The Raptor is one of, if not the coolest truck you can buy straight from the factory. About 8 months ago on New Year's Day, we got to film one of the first Raptors in the country, and now it's already switched over to the 2018 model year with a few changes. In this review, we will highlight those differences, while going over all the details about the truck as a whole. So let's go ahead and check out this performance truck. We would like to specially thank Jack Kain Ford for giving us access to today's vehicle. If you would like to check out their dealership and large inventory of all the Ford models, we have provided a link to their website in the video description. The first difference for 2018 that you'll immediately notice is an updated key fob with Raptor written out on it. The buttons are also different, but you'll only get this key fob with the 802A package. Remote start will be included in that. Let's start by popping the hood and seeing what makes this truck so capable. Since this is a brand new model, nothing has changed mechanically. That means the only engine will continue to be a high-performance version of the 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6. It makes 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque, which is enough to get it to 60 miles per hour in only 5.1 seconds. Power is routed through a 10-speed automatic transmission, and obviously 4x4 is standard. It is a full-time setup with 6 different drive modes and an electronic locking rear differential. A 410 Torsen limited slip front axle is available in the 802A package. And while fuel economy isn't the reason you buy a Raptor, it's still 23% better than its V8 predecessor, at 15 city, 18 highway, 16 combined. Now that the numbers are out of the way, let's check out the awesome exterior. This 2018 Raptor is remarkably similar to the 17 we reviewed as far as the way it's equipped. That means it's really easy to pick out the changes. None of those changes takes place in the front. It continues with the unique Raptor grille, which has Ford spelt out all the way across it. It also has clearance lamps in it, since it's legally required for something this insanely wide. 7.2 to be exact. Every Raptor will also come with these fully LED headlights, with really distinct LED daytime running lights tracing around the outside edge. I think they look really nice. Moving down to where the fog lamps are on regular F-150s, you have a hole. And through that hole, you can see the massive Fox shocks, which are so important to this truck's character. They measure in at 3 inches, and allow the Raptor to compress a remarkable 13 inches in the front and 13.9 inches in the rear. And that, of course, is also responsible for the very good ground clearance. The actual numbers are 11.5 inches of clearance, and approach and departure angles of 30.2 and 23.1 degrees respectively. And if you do scrape on something, it's no biggie since that skid plate is standard. Coming to the wheels, most trucks will have these standard 17-inch cast aluminum wheels with the high gloss finish and magnetic painted pockets. There is an optional wheel, but it's not any bigger as to not mess with the overall package. They are blacked out forged aluminum wheels, which are beadlock capable. For the brakes, they are large 13.8-inch ventilated disc in the front and 13.7-inch ventilated disc in the rear. All models also get BF Goodwrench all-terrain tires, which are specifically designed for Raptor duty. Moving on to the mirrors, you don't sacrifice anything from the regular F-150, at least with the 802A package. They are body colored, heated, power folding, and auto dimming. Additionally, Ford throws in blind spot monitoring with the top end package. It lights up these indicators. These cast aluminum running boards come on every Raptor. The 2018 Raptor can still be had in two configurations. You can choose between the SuperCab with a rear half door or a full 4-door SuperCrew like this one is. No matter what, you always get the 5.5-foot bed. As far as safety goes, the 2018 Raptor plays catch up to the regular F-150. You can now get a technology package, which previously wasn't available. And it includes adaptive cruise control with collision mitigation, lane keep assist, auto high beams, and rain sensing wipers. Just be aware that you can only add it to the 802A. On the one we reviewed last year, we had the optional Raptor decal back here. The back of the Raptor looks thoroughly different from the regular F-150, especially with this tailgate applique. This actually used to be standalone for $500, but now it's included on both the 801A and the 802A packages. You can no longer add it to the base model. The taillights are LED on every trim, but they have a little bit fancier design on the 802A. Every Raptor does get these dual exhausts mounted from the rear. Even though towing isn't a priority in a performance truck, it's expected from any truck. The Raptor delivers with pretty good numbers of 6,000 pounds for the SuperCab and 8,000 pounds for the SuperCrew. Here's a quick look at what lies underneath. The full-size spare is standard. Since we have the fancy Raptor, we have the remote releasing tailgate. Like I already mentioned, this is the 5.5-foot bed, so it's big enough for most purposes. We have the factory spray and bed liner, and also some accessories to go along with it. One of those accessories is the tailgate step, which I won't demo right now since it's a little hard to do with one hand. The last thing to talk about is the fuel ranges. Even though all models get the same MPG, the SuperCab has a 26-gallon tank, and the SuperCrew a 36-gallon one. Obviously, that means the SuperCrew's range is much larger at 576 miles compared to 416. Now that we've covered everything on the outside, let's hop inside and see what's changed in there. Looking up into the inside of the Raptor, you will always find a black interior, though there are different seating materials. On the base truck you'll find cloth seats, but on 801A and above it is changed to leather. The only colorful thing you can add is that these gray stripes can be changed out to orange if you prefer. The door trim is just as nice as on the regular F-150, with nice leather padding for your arm. This is the standard trim piece, but it would be orange if the seats have the orange accents. The front two windows are automatic up and down. And below that, you'll find the 3-person memory seats for trucks with the 802A package. This is the 10-way power adjusting driver's seat, which you will get on all but the base Raptor. That model only loses the 2-way lumbar, so it's not that big of a sacrifice. The leather is of a pretty nice quality, but it's not quite as soft as the Platinum F-150s. But you do have much bigger bolstering than those models, and special Raptor badging. The first thing that strikes me about the Raptor's interior is how nice it is. We were in a Platinum F-150 not that long ago, and there are hardly any differences from that. All but the base model comes with stitched soft touch plastic across the entire dash. All the other trim pieces are finished in matte silver. And of course the fit and finish is very good. On 802A, press the button to start. You will also get this 8-inch screen on 801A and above. Otherwise it's a tiny 4.2-inch one. The startup's not very loud from the inside. On our fully loaded Raptor, you get these gauges, with a built-in 8-inch LCD display. You can do just about anything from this screen, but some of the most useful stuff is the off-road display. This can show you how much your wheels are turned and what degree the slopes are that your Raptor is climbing. The Raptor has electric-assisted power steering, and the steering wheel itself is leather-wrapped and very meaty feeling. You also have this orange stripe to mark the center. These buttons are for your display, and below it are for the adaptive cruise control. On the other side, you have all the regular standard affair of buttons. And behind it, you have the paddles. These are some of the nicest paddles in any car, since they are fully magnesium. By the way, I almost forgot to mention the Raptor steering programming. You have 3 different choices, and this is separate from the terrain management system. The last thing I want to mention in the wheel area is that it's power adjusting on the 802A model. Down here, you'll find the controls for the power adjusting pedals, and these are in the 801A package. As far as interior storage goes, there's nothing different here from the regular 50. The center bin is still gigantic and big enough to fit a laptop or tools. Up in the front, you can also slide away this piece to reveal another large pit. It also contains your 2 USB ports. And finally, there is even space along the side here. All Raptors get this large leather wrap shifter. Going all the way back to M allows you to control shifts with these toggles, or just use those awesome paddles. This button here also activates the tow mode. When you shift into reverse, all models will have a backup camera, but the 802A throws in the fancy 360-degree camera. Pressing the camera button allows you to cycle through several other angles. Honestly, this seems like a necessity on something this big. On the side closest to the driver, there is a panel of controls, including for the 4-wheel drive, and also the trailer backup assist. This is a pretty neat feature that allows you to turn the knob where you want the trailer to go instead of using the steering wheel. And there's your trailer braking. Moving on from that, here is the dual zone automatic climate control on the 802A Raptors. It's very simple to use, and everything does appear on the screen. The climate tab actually allows you to make all the adjustments up here if you prefer. And that's where you turn on the heated steering wheel. Back down here with the buttons, you have 3-stage ventilated and heated front seats. The ventilation is exclusive to the 802A. Now, one of the 2018 changes is that Sony audio has been replaced by Bang & Olufsen audio. Let's take a listen. I honestly don't remember what the old system sounded like, but this one definitely sounds good. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at Sync 3, included on all but the base model. The Sync 3 system has a home screen, but the 6 sections are always present across the bottom. You can click on these to expand them. You also have several audio sources, and more audio apps will appear depending on what you have installed on your phone. In phone, you can quickly scroll through your contacts, which automatically sync over from your smartphone. You can also quick search by letter. Next we will look at navigation. This only comes on the 802A. Scrolling around the map is super smooth and the screen is very responsive. Inside apps you have several options. Ford includes these X and Travel Link apps which are free for 5 years. But most importantly, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are both on board. That's a very quick summary of the main features of Sync 3. But for those of you who want a more detailed look, we have a dedicated Sync 3 Tech Help video. A link to that is provided in the description. Up here is your hill descent control. You also have a standard auto-dimming mirror. The universal remotes are separated up here. Our Raptor is also equipped with a twin-panel moonroof. It's crazy to think about an off-road truck having a panel moonroof, but this one does. Obviously, the front portion does open up. And finally, all but the base model has a power rear window. One last thing. These airplane light toggles are to control the accessories that you can add aftermarket. The Raptor's cabin is not at all what you would expect from an off-road focused truck. Especially with the 802A package, there is enough luxury features to embarrass more than a few luxury cars. You can tell that Ford intends you to use this not just on the weekends, but every day, and I think you'll definitely want to. Now Mason will check out the back seats.
The back door trim of the Raptor is also made of high quality materials. You've got grain plastic making up most of it, and some more of this trim. The windows back here are automatic. With the SuperCrew configuration, you get a massive amount of space back here. It's rated at 43.6 inches of legroom, which is not only massive compared to the SuperCab, but really any car or SUV. Other than that, the seats do fold upwards to give your Raptor more usability. I think a bike could easily fit. And the rear belts are inflatable, which is a pretty neat feature for a performance truck. As far as amenities go, the Raptor starts out with these two cup holders. Below that you'll find even better stuff like fins, plus 2-stage heated rear seats. There's also enough connections to keep anything and everything charged up. So basically, the Raptor 802A keeps all the amenities from the Platinum F-150. You do also get a small center armrest, and there's a few cup holders that pop out. Regarding this space, the 43.6 inches of legroom ensures that I have plenty of space behind Drew's position. And even with it all the way back, I probably still have a foot of leg space. Up top there's both a light and a coat hook. So while the Raptor's main goal is to be off-road capable, it doesn't just do that. It's extremely comfortable, spacious, and luxurious in the second row. Surprising characteristics for a truck. Overall, I'm very impressed yet again with the Raptor's rear seat. The seat on this side also has that nice design, and Raptor branding embroidered onto it. It does power adjust 10 ways, and there's lumbar. The dash is composed of extremely nice padded plastic with stitching, and below that is the glove box. It's honestly not as big as I figured it would be, but it is dampened. Just like the rear, the passenger also has plenty of connections, and an abundance of storage down here. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed watching the first in-depth review on the 2018 Ford F-150 Raptor. Stay watching for a quick look at the pricing of this loaded model, as well as the rest of the Raptor lineup. Like and subscribe below, and come along with us again as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.